It's already over. I lost. That's round 2, everybody. If it wasn't glued down to the building or nailed down, I'm taking it. Who's that guy? Look at the plane, by the way. I didn't even realize they flew that close to the ground. Did you? Anyways. What we're looking for... Oh, look! You could just turn the flashlight on. I'm ill-prepared for this. Oh, man, I'm so ready for companionship. Hey, lady, get over here. Look. Well. I bet you're wondering how I got here. All the way up here, up high. Look at this. Yep, that's right. We're on top of some buildings. Now, I bet you're wondering, didn't you have a different base? And you know what? You'd be right to think that, because I did have a different base. And here's how I lost that base. It was kind of a tragic story, really, and this is how it began. Well. If it isn't my beautiful abode. Alright, what do we got going on right now? We don't have any bottles, if I remember correctly. And that means we're gonna have to go out and actually look for some bottles because I need some way to transport fuel. I think there might be areas or houses I haven't searched yet. I'm kind of drawing a blank right now. And then there's that giant sack of flying pea over there. You know, we got the range game. We got distance on this guy. So let's see if I can just kind of poke at him. Excuse me, sir. This is a no-flying zone, and you are violating the law. The past me didn't realize he was making a huge mistake right here. Interesting. I was just digging my own grave. Get a little closer. The temptation was just too strong! Oddly enough, he didn't start flying directly towards me. I could just say, stop shooting the giant flying sack of pea! Stop doing it! You're gonna blow it up! It's gonna be a big problem! No! My stubborn brain was like, I gotta know what happens. You little tanky guy. Giant tanky flying pea sack. And then he died. I feel like that was more of a mistake. Oh, that's a lot of pollution. How bad was it? Oh, stop. Please stop. Don't go up. Oh my gosh, what have I done? No. It's still going up. I have learned a lesson. And that lesson was don't shoot the giant sacks with anything at all. I have no idea how many enemies I'm gonna have to fight now. I am prepped for it. Oh man, I'm making it worse. I didn't look at the bar. Oh no. Okay, well, let's just get rid of half. We're gonna get rid of half. And we'll pretend I didn't ignore this. I found a bottle. Alright, we're good. We're good again. Okay, 75%. That's not good. What the f... You scared me, sir. I thought you were just, like, alive down here. And you decided to spoof me like that. I don't appreciate that kind of behavior. I want you to sit here and think about what you did today. Because it was, quite frankly, very creepy. And you need to think of... Hello? Okay, Ew, oh, okay. Alright, I have never dealt with this yet, so we're just gonna... That didn't work. Think fast. That didn't work either. That didn't work. Stay away from me. Oh, man, That was creepy, and it looks like the house is on fire. I wonder if that's a valid way of getting rid of that. I hear him. I hear his breathing. You think your respirator's gonna keep you safe, buddy? Yeah, that's right. Oh! Oh! Oh, he's strapped! Dude, their aiming got way better since the last time I fought them. Sir, I'm having a conversation with my audience. Vacate, please. Thank you. I guess there is a waiting period. I don't know what that is, but... Oh, I really goofed there. So there's another one of those guys, and I'm not going to fight him. I should probably go heal. Thankfully, I have an excess of alcohol. I can upgrade my bat further. I didn't realize I could do that. That looks way better than the one I was using before. I wonder how... I didn't look at the stats beforehand, but that damage is actually better than the broken bottle I have. I was actually kind of enjoying the bottle because it was a nice little speed weapon. Okay, listen. I didn't know how this thing worked before, but I was actually reading comments, and someone said that this thing was my best friend. And I understand why now. I get it. Before I was just walking around like, what does this thing do? Huh? And I'd go up to lakes and I'd be like, is this gonna tell me if this water is drinkable? Like I'd just go up and I'd see like a pond and I'd be like, yeah, it's not really telling me anything. Why isn't this telling me what I needed to know? Excuse me, sir. Can you tell me how to operate this machinery? I kind of want to see an enemy so I can see how effective this new weapon is. Dude, why is it at 100%? Alright. Alright. I see I've made a big goof. And I'm gonna have to mitigate that. Oh, that's nice. Alright. Hey. Listen, sir, I've made a mistake. And I need you to understand it wasn't my fault. But you have to pay the price for it. Alright, bug. Oh, wow! You got a passenger. Listen, Thickums. It's not you, it's always been me. I just think that you're very distracting. No, quit speaking. I always actually wondered if killing enemies lowers the fog, and it doesn't. Hey, I haven't seen you in a bit, dude. How have you been? Have you been on vacation? You're just gonna take this, right? You're just gonna let me have this one. It's actually because you like me. Hey! One at a time, mister. This isn't really a all you can eat. This is first come, first serve. And You being here is more of a distraction than anything. Listen, I just gotta hold still. Thanks. Don't get back up. I will be upset with you. Excuse me, sir. Stay back. Hey, they're all attacking me. Can you like help me out? Hey, no, stay back. The fog's so intense that I need to pee. Ah, I have a visitor. Alright, well, we can fix that. Right this way. One at a time, please. One at a time. Hey, I think what you're doing is rude by not waiting your turn. Alright, well, we're back to... You're gonna be cool with me, right? You're just gonna let me swap this. Ow! Well, that was... Oh, he's chasing me! There we go, that's better. You just take that... Hey, listen. Victims, what you just did back there, I find it rude and disrespectful. You're not even scratched. What are you, flame retardant? I don't even know what I'm killing anymore. I know that you wanted to really join in on the fun too, so I was waiting. Get off of me! There. I was waiting for your kind too, mister. Don't think I forgot about you with your bones. Yeah, you can run away for now. You're making a mistake coming back this way. Listen, I don't want to fight you specifically, because last time I did, you exploded. So, just stay right there. I'm going back inside. I gotta think about things. It's not going down. I feel like I just used all my resources. Don't run at me like you know me. Sorry, sir, I just thought you'd benefit without an arm. You need to stop. This dude's like ducking and strafing on me. Hey, I haven't seen you in a second. Let's see how the bat fares. You know, the first time I encountered this guy, he was terrifying. Now he's just a bug. We're back to 100%. I feel like we were away from 100%. Now we're back. Yeah, because I could... It's way more... Here's another one. And he's gone. Okay, I know when it's like passively in Silent Hill P-Fog mode. That's when we're at 100%. Where we're seeing like these little pollen bits that are actually just pee. Little pee flakes in the sky. Dude, I don't want to fight this guy. I don't know how to deal with you. I'm like trying to lower the P-Fog and I don't know how. Is there a way to deter him? I'm just gonna chill in here for a while. I think it is getting darker. Let's try to sleep this off. That didn't lower it. Okay. I guess we have bigger problems. Maybe that'll help. Dude, I don't want you in this house. I don't want you in this house. You're a problem. Alright. Well, now I'm outside. Come on. Dude, I don't know what to do about that. I don't know what to do about that. Are you guys infighting yet? What did I do? Whoa! Whoa! It's because I'm crouched. It's because I'm crouched. It's because I'm crouched. They're not bigger than me. Get away. Get away. Get away. Get away. Close. Get away. Get away. Okay, we'll hang out by the windows. Okay, the particles have gone away, which is good. Now we just have to wait for the explosions to stop. I wonder if cooking the buckwheat will help me gain health. Yes! Yes! How did it reach 100% again? Okay, something died and is increasing the fog. Oh, they've all deemed him a traitor. Go get him, chainsaw guy, you got this! Where do you think you're going? I don't understand why they're walking away. Alright, she's lost interest too. Thickums, you're the only one that's still interested in me. And I kind of appreciate that. Oh, never mind. They've regained interest. The fact that that thing is bigger than my go-kart is concerning. Okay, he missed. He missed. He hit me the first time. That was what was concerning. Alright guys, can you be cool? You're all gonna stand right there, and I'm gonna go and empty the fog catchers. Alright? You can be nice. It's chaos out there. Start going down, please. Whoa, 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 I didn't know you could do that. I didn't know they could do that. Whoa, you're still alive? Get out of my house, dude. What the heck? You too. Oh. Okay, I was like, maybe I could build an anti-fog bomb. I have none of these resources. You think this guy's come to save us? Look at that guy. He's just like standing there. He doesn't want to get involved. He sees what's going on over here. He's like, I want none of that. I'm actually safer over here. Not gonna lie to you, I don't even know what I'm gonna... Yeah, throw your arms up. I too am also confused. I don't really know what I'm gonna do about this whole group of enemies the second the fog does start to go down. And when the skies start to get a little bit normal and this yellow haze starts to dissipate a little bit, I still have a huge battle right here and only 50% health. Less than 50%. Let's check that fog reader again. Oh, yes! Yes, it is going down! It is going down. Just when I said it was going down, you showed up. Let's just wait. We'll wait a little bit longer. If we get it to 50%, maybe we can clear this out. It's like he's taking this dog for a walk, but his dog just got stuck in a tree. It's weird that you have a whole animation where you scratch your face, but you're literally wearing a respirator. Okay, he's going away. That's good. Dude, it's not going down. I don't know what to do. Come on. Hop up. Hop up. Great, I have friends again. I didn't want them, but now they're here. Nice. Ah! Yes. Yes. Haha! We're smart. Oh. I guess she just gets away with that. Okay. Well. Let's Oh, that's what I'm talking about. We're back in the game. No. 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 Did I inadvertently make this more dangerous for myself to walk around, since I know I've almost been one-shot by that before? Yes. But I feel safer. Okay, cool. I can make coal from spoiled flesh. Whoa. If only I had a gun. I then leaned in closer to get a better view. And, well... Oh, dang it. Alright. Alright, I think I've learned my lesson. I need to be more careful. And so begins another trudge through the intro. So to make things fast, I decided we're going to speed up the loot process. It's going to be uninterrupted as long as we're in the tutorial area, so I decided to not only just take every single fence and pipe that I could find, I also decided I was going to take all the trees that I could as well. And I did this for a good while, until my stamina bar was getting really, really low. That's when I decided to actually get in the car. But until then, here's just a quick little sped up footage montage of said loot process. I can't lie when I say I was kind of miffed that I died so many times so quickly. So I decided for this specific playthrough, I was locked in. I didn't really do any active commentary for most of it, or if any at all. I was more focused on just trying to recover all my lost resources and trying to find a safer base. Also, I was trying to make sure that the fog mechanic didn't trigger. That was a huge part and aspect of it. I wasn't focused too much on my stamina bar. I figured as long as my main focus was looting, I could gradually build it up over time. After my inventory became too full, I decided this was the time to actually start constructing a base. And this time I wanted it to be different. I couldn't trust doors. No matter what I tried with doors, whether it be putting a bunch of spikes around them, or near them, or even just shooting a crossbow out of a window, it just seemed too risky. So I was like, you know what if I just build my base on top of a building? Because then I'd have a better visual of the area around me, and I'd be safe from everything except the flying bugs. And since I haven't seen any scary flying bugs, they wouldn't be an issue. This happened, and I didn't know what to do about it, but then I got really curious. It was like a real Curious George moment for me, and I had to see it through. And then I had to know, did it connect? As I traveled across, I realized building a base on top of this house would be significantly better, and there was so much more clear area to see around. So I tried my best to build a second platform and see how that would go. It took me a bit, but yeah, as soon as I got that platform down, that looked like something was a little bit more manageable than the one that was on the first building, and I could just patch that hole. Just like that. And then I figured I've never tried the shack feature. You know, most people are going to base up inside a building, so let's see what this thing actually looks like. And, you know, it didn't look that bad. It was actually a lot more spacious than I thought it would be. I placed my first chest down in my bed, and I could dump my inventory. Now, I recorded 6 hours worth of footage for this, so to speed things up, we're just going to skip to me dropping off all the loot from these loot halls. I figured it'd be very boring for you to see me loot the same exact houses over and over again for multiple videos. So Instead, I'd show you all the base upgrades I have, and every time I drop off loot for a minute. And if there's anything interesting that happens in between, I'll make sure to include that so that you can see, oh hey, this is different than before. And of course, we survived our first full day. Leading into the second day, I tried to gather what I needed for just basic survival purposes, and my new goal was to find plastic bags and a way to dispose of pee, because I didn't want the piss bar filling up, I didn't want more fog, but the game never ceases to amaze me. You could have pee fog at 0 and they'll still throw 4 or 5 enemies at you, so I tried my best to fend off my new base location, and they couldn't climb, so I was completely safe up top. Of course, they would get stuck inside the building, so I'd have to go down and face them eventually. So it was a matter of picking off the easy enemies and then coming down to finish off anybody that was straggling indoors that I couldn't touch. I dump off another set of loot, and as you can see, I got way more bottles, and I did get ammo for guns that I don't have. I then tried to build an escape ladder just in case I ever needed it. I'd test to see if I could climb up it to get back up to the base, and it wasn't long enough. I was going to have to gather more resources, but that's a future-based improvement. Here's another little haul dump that I had from my loot goblin days. And as you can see, I already have the fully upgraded bat. So here's where I was like, we're going to get the PFOG and the container for piss. And then I was going to build an extension platform because I was already running out of space on my new platform. It was actually kind of difficult figuring this out, since for some reason when you're building foundations, they don't instant lock onto each other. It's very freeform, so it can be pretty jank sometimes trying to get a square platform. But once I got it all figured out, I figured I'd just kind of work with what I had from there. Of course, this clip specifically is at times, I think, 4 speed, so you can kind of see I was struggling a bit with just trying to get this foundation going. But I didn't give up. I did try to mitigate what I was seeing, and I tried something different eventually. Yeah, I put down a pillar and decided to try to build from there. I actually found it would be easier to just build a support structure and then build a plank platform on that instead of relying on the foundation system. That's when I read about the tarps. I figured if I was going to actually build another P purifier, that this time I'd have it in contained space, because I didn't realize it in the playthrough I was doing earlier, that by using the P purifier, I was creating more fog. I was my own monster in that scenario. So I started that, and then I was going to go try to scavenge more duct tape and tarp to continue building that. So here's a few more instances of me going out and coming back with more loot. Hey guys, I was wrong. I'm actually just building more foundations. We're going to pretend I didn't say that thing earlier. I'm not going to edit it out in post. I got the campfire going because I remember that you can make charcoal and cook food, and now I don't have to worry and hoard protein bars. I can actually cook bug meat, which probably also increases the fat stat pretty quickly, and honestly, I camped outside for the night. Turns out, if you raid an enemy camp and kill them, you could kind of just sleep at their little tents and wake up the next day completely safe, because I did that multiple times throughout this playthrough, and there were no negative repercussions or anything. So if you're ever wandering around on foot and you need like a quick place to stay for the night instead of wandering around in the darkness, you could just sleep at the sleeping bags. I didn't know that my first few times, and I just kept going back and forth between base and my next objective location, and I realized that that kind of takes a lot more time to do, since my whole entire playthrough right now currently is trying to build up this new base while also trying to gather as much loot as possible, so I'm actually prepared for going to new areas. A lot of stuff became more mechanical to me as far as game mechanics go, and I wasn't thinking about my survival. I was thinking about just resource management and just having an excess of it. And then, since I was safe up on the roofs, I didn't have to worry too much about my defense. I could just worry about really building things up. And we already got the P Purifier on day 2, so we were cruising. Also, at some point I acquired a jerry can for the first time, which holds up to 500 liquid compared to the water bottle that holds 100. I think the jugs also carry about 500 to 300 liquid. I can't remember off the top of my head, but they're super useful. I know the jugs, you can't see inside them, so you don't know whether or not you're actually carrying purified pee unless you use the purification meter, and I didn't really want to be checking all the time. I did kind of want to just trust that if I left the pee purifier alone for a few hours, that it was going to be completely pure by the time I came back. And the jerry can actually has an indicator that tells you how purified the pee is based on the color, and that's really helpful. And since in my last base I learned that you had to empty the fog reducers, that also became another free resource for purified pee later. And of course, the base was coming along really quickly because I got the fog reader up, and that was empty. I was actually very proud of that, and I was doing pretty good. And then we were about to come to the end of day 2 soon, so I'd find myself in an airfield because I think I was heading towards the go-kart, and I was just clearing this place out because I was trying to find more bottles, I think. And of course these guys don't stand a chance. I'm too good at the bat, man. Sure, my stamina was like negative at all times, and that wasn't going to be really an issue because it was going to be running slower. Because as I'm speaking to you right now, my character was putting on the pounds. You see, the fat stat bar, the way it works is the more fat you have, the slower you are, but your stamina regen and how much stamina you could use is absolutely massive. So I didn't really care about that stat going up too much because I was already using a slower, heavier hitting weapon, and it was integral that I be able to swing it a lot and as many times as I could. And of course, before sleeping, I always had to try to find a way to keep that P bar to a minimum, because the second you wake up in the morning, it's always full again. So those little dandelions I had in my inventory are very clutch. They're not super powerful, but they're enough that you could probably search a building or two to see if you can find a bottle before actually running into a problem. So the next day came, and my next big task is finding a bottle as fast as I can, or at least a way to dispose of the P-bar. It seemed like the enemies didn't really want a lot to do with me, so I just kind of kind of chased him down and took him out anyway. I believe at some point my inventory was starting to get pretty full, so I decided that it was time to head back towards base. And yeah, I prioritized the blueberries over the charcoal, since that was kind of an infinite resource I could just produce myself through combat. And there was no real shortage of enemies no matter where I went. I found out that, at least in previous episodes, that if you find tents, you're bound to find enemies. They're kind of just camping out. One of the enemies just kind of walked off into the woods and just never came back, so I just went along and lived my day. And of course, another little loot haul. I decided that I wasn't going to go and grab the go-kart until I had a full can of pee. And look at that. It was full and it was ready to go. I'm sure that was more than a quarter of a tank. So now that I had a full jerry can of fuel, I was going to try to get the purifier going again after I collect all this urid and have more fuel, because my goal was to have a lot of fuel so I can actually drive around on this map. And you know, it was a good idea in retrospect, and I think if I have to restart the game again, that's probably the way I'm going to go. I'm just hoping that in future videos I don't die, because I want to explore more. So I filled up the purifier again. And then I decided I needed to... Was I going to build a clock next, or was I going to build... Oh, right, I needed to save my game. I didn't have a way to save the game, and I was already doing like a 4-hour-long session. I took a little bit of a break. And of course I went crazy. I kind of, like I said, I got 6 hours of footage, and I already just came out of a full shift of work, so it was a little crazy for me to just be like, yeah, no, I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna do the whole entire thing, and then I'll condense them down into multiple videos all at once. But instead I decided, why not just do one long video? I bet I could do that. Besides, I don't want the video to be full of bloat and just have non-stop footage. Oh look, are those some people over there? I just didn't want a non-stop footage of me looting the same 3 houses over and over again, and I ran out of things to say about it. So I figured this would be a bit more interesting, with a little bit more jumps and some sped up footage and more or less just loot haul content. And I believe I was going towards the go-kart now, but the weird thing is the game spawned a bunch of enemies on the road to the house, and they weren't near like a tent or anything. They were just waiting for me. It's like they knew I was coming, and they knew I had a goal, and they were just like, buddy. So I got to the go-kart successfully, and of course I looted the house as fast as I could. We're going to see how much this jerry can actually filled us up. It was almost a half a tank, and that was way better than what I was doing before, and it was definitely a lot safer, so I knew I wasn't filling that fog meter up as fast as possible. Here I decided I was actually just going to connect the escape ladder to my base, and I did it in such a weird way. I almost made myself like a little parkour section just to get in and out of the base. This is also where I discovered that tape is actually used to repair things. Because I had this question for a while. If my base is being damaged, how do I fix it? And apparently rolls of duct tape. Duct tape fixes everything. I also realized that you can burn bug meat, because I accidentally left the bug meat at that campfire for too long, and the cooked bug meat became charcoal. I finally was able to build a composter, but I didn't quite know how it worked. I built a clock, and it was sideways. That's okay, though. I can still read it. It's a nice clock, though. This is when I started to think to myself, maybe I should organize my little chests better. And of course, got my little Urid stash that I'm building up. You see, I thought this was like a resource that'd be harder to come by. I didn't realize that all I needed was a tent full of pea fog. And it would just solidify into this literal pillar of Urid. And I don't think I have the clip included, but there was a point where I threw a bunch of Urid at one of the NPCs, because there's a flavor text on the Urid that says that you can befriend NPCs with Urid, and I didn't know how that worked, so I just threw a bunch at him, and he didn't care. He still tried to kill me anyway. So I learned that I can't make friends unless I'm just doing that mechanic wrong. I also tried to throw the Urid in the composter to see if that would make compost, and I read the description and realized that I read that incorrectly. So reading comprehension is 0 right now. Yeah, that's the guy I threw the Urid at. He just ignored it. He shot me in the foot. I mean, like, oh, when they throw piss at me, it's fine, but when I do it, it's a problem! Anyways, I did some more loot organization, and then I was checking the pea purification, and then after that I decided it was time to get ready. I think it was time to leave the base for a while and go explore. Go see some places I haven't seen in a while, you know what I mean? So I do the last little things I needed to do in my base, and after that it was go time. And when I say go time, I meant gathering more loot. I'm so sorry, guys. I keep leading you astray. I swear I keep watching these clips over and over again, and I think I know what's going to happen next, and then this video's way longer than I thought it would be, so it's definitely not what I thought it would be next, and I'm wrong. Let's ignore that, though. Look at that cool little table I built, and then I add these little candles as decoration. Now I got light in my base. You know, a nice little candle dinner. I just got to build a chair, but I didn't do that yet. I tried to build a safety ladder, and it didn't work. And then I was like, you know what? As long as I can still use the fire, it's fine. Then I decided to get every little piece of loot I was going to need for my next big adventure. And I also learned that I can make rifle bullets. Now, there's 2 types of ammo in this game. One of them is Urid ammo, and it causes pea fog when you shoot it, but it's the most common and abundant one, so that's the one I was going to bring with me. And the other kind is a little bit more rare, but you can shoot guns without worrying about it. And I brought rifle ammo specifically because I knew where the rifle was. I didn't bring the other ammo because I didn't know where there were any other guns. I armored up. I was in full plate armor, and I would end up bringing some extra bone armor just in case, because I didn't want to use all my metal sheets. They were kind of important for a lot of different structures, so it was just easier to make bone armor because I don't need bones often. And then we drove along, and yeah, good things don't last. Alright, well, I've never had that before. It's like the universe was telling us that we couldn't have a vehicle, so I walked over, and and I executed all of these random people that kept coming towards me. You're gonna see a whole entire montage of just murder. And these fools were no match for me. I was taking out bugs left and right. And as I said, for some reason, whatever little AI director there is decided, oh, the little dirt path that leads to that random house of the Bucky, it deserves 100 enemies. So here's like, why the heck are there so many? It's 20 more dudes. So I whipped out my fire jar, and you know what? You gotta throw the fire bottle at him. I don't have to take this. Of course, I whiffed it, and it didn't matter, so I have to kill this little string bean guy because he's shooting his Glock at me, and I got another guy shooting at me, but thankfully I'm wearing a whole entire coat of plate armor, so I'm like that one guy from that one movie where he gets shot at, and he's just looking at him, he's like, "Pan shot!" and then just start beating the shit out of him with a bat. Of course, this is where that stamina really comes in handy, because now I'm swinging the bat like I'm like 1,000 years old. It's a really slow swing, and I was just impressed that I was even really killing anybody with it. But they got street signs, and that's okay. It's a hard-fought battle out here, but you know, just because he's got a broken bottle shift doesn't mean anything to me. The hazmat guy was ignoring me for a second, so I decided to focus on this guy. And then the chainsaw guy got distracted and decided to cut his own guy up, so I decided to watch and finish off the other guy. Bam! Take that, and then, what are you gonna do now? That's right, nothing. What are you gonna do now? Nothing. Take it. Woo! Oh! Don't bring a chainsaw to a crossbow fight, buddy. Don't bring a chainsaw to a crossbow fight. So I peed. I walked by my hazmat corpses, and then I discovered something I didn't notice last time I was over here. Wow, look at that. A VHS tape. But also a gun. So I had to manage my inventory a little bit, and I was very confused as to what to do here. I brought a full inventory expecting just a non-stop combat fight in those sewers. I didn't expect to actually find loot on the way. So something had to go, and it was that bottle. But it's okay. We had other bottles and the jerry cans, so I think we were going to be fine. And because I had ammo from killing those people with guns, I was stoked. I was more prepared than I ever was for this section. And last time I was here, it was scary. But now, I'm literally the Terminator, walking through in my metal suit, just ready to decimate every single bug and creature that's down here. You see, I wasn't trapped in that sewer with them. They were trapped in there with me! Sorry about that. I won't do that again, I promise. Also, I had this great idea, right? I get to the end of this little tunnel, and I'm like, ooh, creepy, ooh, little creepy tunnel, it's claustrophobic, oh. And then when I got to the other side, right, I had this genius idea. I was like, yeah, I know I just wasted so much time to get here, it's already dark in here, let's take a nap after I just peed, and nothing bad's gonna happen about that. There's like no reason why I should be worried about that at all. And well, oh, my pee bar's full again. Oh, now I'm gonna have to deal with that. But first, I'm gonna walk forward way too far, and then, well, you know, you get attacked in these tunnels. That's just what happens. I also got a notification about the fog, but you know, I can't focus on that. There's giant mosquitoes coming at me, and I don't want malaria. I've already played a game where you get malaria, and you have to take these pills, and you just constantly fighting jeeps full of machine gun turrets, and they're just non-stop. It's just all the time, no matter where you go. A jeep with a machine gun starts shooting you, but then you have a malaria attack because they don't give you enough pills to do anything ever. It's the most unfun game experience I've ever had. Don't play Far Cry 2, I swear to God. Sue me, Ubisoft, I don't give a shit. Then it got dark, and I'm glad I brought extra batteries. You know, I think it was time to ball out. You see, I know it looks silly that I immediately turn around and just start attacking the bugs that fly behind me instead of focusing on the ones in front of me, but I didn't want to get flanked by a bunch of flying demons. The piss demons had to die. And that included this chainsaw man right here. You think I was just going to let this chainsaw man come up to me and take all of his aggressive lumberjack habits out on me? I'm not a tree. I've already established this. And he was nothing. He was easy. I pushed forward, and then, after that, a whole nother little group came. But I was ready for them. They weren't ready for me. All these string beans, their asparagus-looking limbs. You know what? You wouldn't look like a bunch of asparagus if you didn't drink pee. And then I lit them on fire. And I got a nice little firebomb right there. I didn't expect to actually land anything, because I'm so used to either missing completely or only getting one of them. So they're all weakened up, and I decided to use the gun for the first time. See how that felt. You know what? I didn't 100% like it. I had it set to single fire because I didn't want to be blowing bullets nonstop, but it was more effective than the crossbow, so I'm taking it. This straggler here, he doesn't even deserve to be a part of the group. He literally just let all of his friends die. There was like 2 people left, and you know what? I decided I was just gonna take them out. I don't even want to swing a bat at them. I gotta save my fat stores. I've been cultivating this mass for years. And then, you know, you bust out, and instead of just going straight for the boat, I knew that there were enemies, and I knew that they were already approaching me. For some reason, the second you exit that tunnel, enemies are already locked in. They're coming for you. So I grabbed a little note just to have it, and I decided, you know what? I'm going to take all those enemies back there. I don't want to be flanked. So that was what I was going to do. I was going to slowly walk over, take my little time, stretch out my little feet, and you know what? They're just sitting there camping. So I decided to light them a fire. Sure, I don't always have to beat the s'mores that I make with a bat, but I made a nice s'more out of that guy, and, you know, I try to get as much loot as I can while I was over there. I figured I'd grab little things of plywood and metal sheets where I could, because you never know when you're going to need those again, and they're used for barricades. And you know what? I sidestepped these people, and they were running right at me. I wasn't prepared for them to start running. I thought I was going to have a little bit more time, but I got some critical hits in it. I didn't expect that. Just 2 insta-deaths with some headshots. I ate some food, and then I got ready for the next people. Once the dust had settled, I finally had my boat. And, well, it was probably the first time I could drive that without being super scared. We weren't quite done with the enemies yet. That guy shot his 10 instead of anything at all, so I got a clear little advantage there in this fight. This guy still got a shiv off on me, but that's nothing. And of course we loot their campsite. Then we hop in our little motorboat and head off. And you know, things were looking up for us. We were finally going to be able to explore that other town again, and I wasn't at 0 HP. I still had armor. I actually still had weapons and ammo, so I was in a really good spot. I felt like I could really check this place out without any fear. And of course, there was more loot spawn because I spent my first few days looting so much that my perception stat went up. And the way that stat works is the higher it goes, the more loot you can find. So, and better loot. I need to stress that you find better loot from getting this stat up. So I was very heavy on just searching the area. It actually made it so that certain areas I had already looted had loot respawn because additional loot would spawn where my stat would go up. So it was very helpful. And this time I wasn't being assaulted the second I got out of the grocery store, so I decided I'll explore every single little shack and try to find as much gear as I can to get myself more stacked. This lady decided to start taking shots at me and picking at my armor, so I decided to take shots at her, and you know what? Nothing. My gun's better. It's got a silencer. And of course she had a friend, so I had to take him out. He was unarmed, so he was realistically just standing there like, I'm gonna slap you, and I was like, I'm gonna put you down. I made some more armor to replace what I lost. I decided that if I found metal sheets and wire out here, I could probably just utilize it towards being more fortified, so that way I don't have to risk being at 1 HP out here, so far away from my normal base. And I decided to deviate from going to the random swamp mansion and explore the entirety of this beach area so that I could just find and see if I could get some cool loot. I hit the little store over here. I didn't feel the need to climb the water tower this time around, so I didn't do that. This was the last little shack that I knew of in this area, so I tried to make looting this place a little bit quicker, and of course there was lots of alcohol bottles there, so that was fun. And then I said, you know what? I'm gonna bite the bullet, I'm gonna explore the cargo ship. I mean, it's either gonna be full of enemies or it's going to be full of loot. I'd also see some more foreboding imagery of whoever that was hung up on that little crow's nest. I didn't even know that cargo ships had crow's nests at the end of them. But I guess that's just interpretation. There was an interior. It was very small, and at the end was this urid blockage that I had to clear. It was really important that I get through this little blockage, because on the other side, there was our loot. Now I was going to be the chainsaw man. And of course, it's a hard decision figuring out what you're going to toss, but I don't need pee, so it was chainsaw time. And you know what? It already came with fuel. So I was excited that I had a new melee weapon. I didn't know how it was going to fare compared to all the melee weapons I was already used to using, and I was more excited for the random half scissor, because that thing was the best. It had speed and damage. It just didn't have as much range. This is actually the first time I deal with this guy specifically, and I completely avoid popping his head. It was actually the biggest achievement of the night as I was playing this game, because I was so used to seeing them and then raising the fog levels, and as you know, once you get it to the highest point, it's a little bit of a struggle to get it down, and as you can see, we're at the halfway mark, which is manageable. I just didn't want it to go higher. So I continued on, and loot was the objective. And then I got a visitor. And he was crafty. I didn't expect him to do that. I was ready to light him up but he decided to go on the roof, so I decided to go inside and wait him out. I decided he's gonna take his time, so I'll grab what I can here. More food? Nothing. And then he decided to join me, and I put him down. I put him down for a nap. I wasn't gonna take him with me, he was gonna have to stay here. Permanently. And with that all done, I decided we're going to ignore that PSAC in the sky, and there was a tornado, and I was just going to walk away from it. We're not going to deal with tornadoes. I wasn't equipped for that, and they didn't train me in dealing with tornadoes in the PIS school, so I decided to just start walking towards the mansion. I wanted to get across that swamp, and I wanted to get to the next objective as fast as I could. So I beeline towards it with my map, ignoring any other landmarks that are within the vicinity. They weren't really a priority, but I don't know if I said this. The first time I ever came here was a different patch, so I didn't expect to see too much new stuff on my way to this thing. It's either that or I completely missed it last time, but there was this fish, and I was like, that's weird. Alright, well, I'm on a mission right now, and I don't recognize this boat, so I'm gonna check it out real quick. And then I get bit by a shark. Turns out that fish thing is a piss shark. There's piss sharks in this game. Can you believe that? So, like Adrian Brody from Jaws, I'm gonna need a bigger boat and way better gear. But I didn't have an oxygen tank, and I just blew all my ammo at the shark, and it did nothing, so I decided we can't coexist in this ocean. I just want to swim over to that mansion over there, and I think I'm just going to have to beat him to death with a bat. So that was the goal. I was going to beat him to death, and he came close enough, but then swam away, so I decided, well, I'm not just going to take that. I'm not going to wait for you to come back. This is a waste of my time. It's already getting real late, and I've already been playing this game for like 5.5 hours. So I'm going to get in the water, and I'm just going to beat the shit out of this shark. He's dead. He's just... I'm clubbing him like a fisherman who just got his big catch. Can't have him flop off the boat. I can't have him flop around in the ocean. He didn't really give me any resistance either. He just kind of sat there and took it. And then I didn't even know if he was still alive. So I just kept swinging. And that was the most uneventful shark fight I've ever had in my entire life. And I was finally here. And you know what? I had bullets. I had armor. I had full health. This is the best I've ever been condition-wise while getting here specifically. So I looted this place, grabbed all the key items, loaded up my rifle, and, you know, apparently that bleeds. I thought it was just a mannequin, but it's a mannequin that bleeds. It was kind of creepy. I got lost for a second because I didn't know where the VHS tape was because it'd been so long since I've been there, but I eventually found it. And, you know, we're in for a treat because I still haven't watched the Hazmat Suit VHS tape, so now we get a double feature. I found my little ankle monitor, and then I decided, you know what, it's time to sit down and watch these beautiful tapes. I just have to sift through all these notes and find the VHS tape. That's not the right one. There it is. That was weird. That was ominous. Yeah, right? Anyways. That is this one, right? Doesn't that guy know that was a helicopter? So I got the gear I initially came all the way out here for. I literally was just trying to get those notes back, the rifle and the scissors, and I decided I'm gonna travel home, and I know the SUV's there. I could definitely get the SUV. I could go back to my boat. I could get the fuel from the boat and repurpose it for the SUV and then drive home safely. But because the go-kart I had literally exploded into dust, I was gonna leave the SUV where it was until I go out on my next big adventure. So I was just gonna hoof it home. And I was making great progress. It was just a straight line all the way back to base. And then it started getting dark. So I was gonna have to try to find a place to camp out for the night. I was actually hoping I could get home sooner, and hopefully before the nighttime sets in. So I find this house, and I'm like, there's a bed in every house I've been in. There's definitely a bed in this house. So I approach, I explore, and there's a couch. You can't sleep on couches, and then there's a bed frame. And I was sorely disappointed. Just like these bones in this attic, they didn't get to sleep a good sleep. Neither did the guy in the bathtub. So I decided to leave, and I'll find whatever works. If I find a tent or a campsite along the way, that would have to do, or I'll just travel in the dark. I got very lucky, and on my travels, I stumbled upon a campsite. I just had to clear these guys off first with my newfound buddy, the chainsaw. And this guy didn't want anything to do with that. But you know what? It's fine. We can't use a chainsaw, by the way, because it left pee fog. And we're going to need to make purified fuel for that, too, since everything in this game runs on pee. And that guy never came back, so I went to bed. This was great. This is monumentous. We were so close to getting home, and you know what? I think I know a path that I could have taken to get home faster. Now, I remembered specifically that if I went this way and I followed some road, eventually I'd stumble upon where I found the SUV. And if I remember correctly, after reviewing the footage of one of my older videos, I remember that there's a little water path and I could just swim under, and then I'd end up close to my base. So I took that strategy, and well, yeah, I got a little lost at first. I went to the jump where I flipped my truck over, and then I found the path I was supposed to be on. And then I realized, oh wait, I had a buddy, and I shot him in the head. He died so quickly, and I was so impressed by the rifle that, you know what? I was going to try to find a way to craft rifle bullets the second I get home, and I have the resources to do so. There's also a cave system. I found that out recently. So we're going to go explore that because I need to figure out how to make ammo, and apparently you need to mine some supplies, and the best way to do that is going into tunnels. I'm sure nothing bad will ever happen in those tunnels, and I won't get jumped by a bunch of people. So I kept walking, and I even picked up that one note that the coordinates led me to, since it was on the way, and I'm trying to 100% all my notes. And the area seemed clear this time. I wasn't being attacked by random mysterious monsters. I found my little tiny bridge with my little water pool, and then I tried to swim, and it didn't work. No matter how hard I tried to swim under that thing, it wouldn't let me go under. I think it's a one-way water tunnel, so I decided I'll figure out how to get home. I'll pull out the map, I'll take a quick look at it, assault this man, and you know, I was going in the right direction. Then I saw the water, and I thought to myself, wait, I had to swim across the water to get that note. That means I'm really close to base. And in fact, I was. Just a little further ahead, and you could see my gigantic little wood house in the horizon. There it was. My beautiful shack, my beautiful abode that was safe from all danger. And it was a mission success for this video. I got everything I needed. And I didn't feel like I was behind. And I was in such a healthy spot. I was already thinking about what was I going to do for the next video. So I was going to go through all my notes. You know what I found? I'll show you what I found. After this. BAM! He's gone. Of course, we check all of our pee, fog collectors and everything, get what we can, empty the tank, and then put it all in there for more fuel. And then we'll go over our notes. I think next time we're gonna go and we're gonna go see where this leads. This thing right here. Wait, no, that leads back to the... Alright, I'm a bit confused, guys. I don't really know where to go after this. I got this thing. You know, I got the VHS tape, and it showed me a helicopter. And then there was the guy that had this. And then there was the, there was this thing. Right? It sure is a thing. And, there was this. And I won't lie to you, I don't know where my next objective is. Alright, so, look. We've explored the top portion and the bottom left portion. We haven't really explored Hazardville or Orlando. See, this is why I believe this is just Florida. I guess maybe we can just figure it out. We can try to explore Hazardville first, just because it's closer, and go to Orlando last.